January the 31st insects. The most abundant insects this month are probably the swarms of winter gnats, Trichoceras species, seen engaging in their nuptial dances along woodland paths and on waste ground. These insects seem to have antifreeze as they are so active when so few other insects are. Their swarms constantly go up and down and are more commonly encountered in the late afternoon on warmer days, especially approaching sunset. They look like small crane flies with long legs and are present the rest of the year but tend not to get noticed. Earwigs are now quietly laying their eggs, and bluebottles as well, with the occasional dronefly, Aristylus tenats, seen basking on warm walls when the sun is out. Wasps are still asleep, but the first honeybees and solitary bees may well be abroad. The latter are quite possibly queens, which are often seen visiting snowdrops with larger humblebees. Trees such as the hybrid strawberry tree, Arbutus androchnoides, which are now in full flower, are excellent nectar sources and a good place to look for these and early insects. Most other insects are either hibernating in decaying wood, the soil, grass tussocks, or at the bottom of hedges. Clusters of ladybirds are commonly encountered in porches and around window frames. Insect eggs remain well hidden and cocoons well camouflaged. Both suffer badly if disturbed in any way. Other insects such as leafhoppers, jumping plant lice, true flies, and lacewings can all be seen if conifers are swept with a net. Moths. There are very few moths on the wing in January, but one or two may be encountered on mild days, and a few more may be accidentally disturbed from where they have chosen to hibernate. The winter moth, Operophetera brumata, is an undistinguished grey-brown and is normally thought of as nothing more than a pest in orchards, where its caterpillars can defoliate trees. The wingless females run up the trunks of the trees and attract males with their pheromones. Males are also occasionally seen near lights as centrally as Hyde Park. The early moth, Pteria primaria, is another undistinguished species which also has wingless females. In this case, the male has dark brown forewings with black dots. The females are fond of sitting at the end of hawthorn twigs, where they emit their irresistible scent to attract mates in the early evening. The males are attracted by this aphrodisiac, but unfortunately also by lights. Another moth very much associated with January is the pale brindled beauty, Apochema pilosaria. The male of this species is equally nondescript, being a mottled grey with transparent wings, giving the moth an overall worn-out look. Once again, the female is flightless, but can be found resting on tree trunks in woodland. The chestnut, Canista vaccinii, and dark chestnut, Canista ligula, both have distinctly brown forewings and lighter coloured hindwings, those of the dark chestnut being a little darker. Both these moths are widespread in London, the dark chestnut often being found near blackthorn bushes. They can also both be confused with the satellite, Eupsilia traversa, which also has a brown forewing and a grey hindwing. Satellites are known to enjoy feeding on rosehips. The only other moth liable to be encountered flying now is the mottled umber, Iranus defoliaria, which is one of the few insects known to feed on sycamore. In this case, the male is a dark ochre colour with a dark band across the wing, and although very common, is only likely to be seen in the first half of the month and never centrally. Like many other moths, it has different colours, and many of these are confusing dark ones. Of the moths that hibernate as adults, the herald, Scoliopteryx libatrix, is known to inhabit the tunnels of the London Underground and therefore may perhaps be seen by commuters. It gets its name from its different colours, red, purple, brown, and gold, all of which are commonly found on heraldic shields. Another reason it might be seen is that it is also a long-living moth, with individuals living as long as 6 months, which is quite elderly for a moth.